entrada as we explore Salvador de Bahia, Brazil, the cradle of Afro-Brazilian culture. I'll tour the town's historic center, learn of the capoeira, a unique blend of martial arts and dance, and explore the region's intriguing African flavors. Hola, I'm Roanna, and we're in Salvador da Bahia, Brazil's exotic coastal city. 80% of its inhabitants are of African descent. The traditions, culture, and street life reveal the strong ties to their African heritage. This is a very special place. Let's take a look at the map and see where we are. Brazil, the world's 5th largest country, stretches over almost half of the South American continent. Bahia state is on the Atlantic coast, east of the capital Brasilia, and north of Rio de Janeiro. The state capital, Salvador de Bahia, is the country's 3rd largest city. It's believed that by tying 3 knots in this ribbon, I'll be granted 3 wishes. Obrigada. We'll explore more of Salvador's blend of African, European, and indigenous traditions, visit its beaches, admire some of its art, and cook a delicious seafood dish with a Bahian chef. The best introduction to Salvador is through the steep streets of its historic center. The pastel-painted Pelourinho Quarter contains exquisite colonial architecture. It's home to lots of restaurants, boutiques, and a host of African-inspired art galleries. I've met up with Maria, a Pelourinho artist and cafe owner, who fills me in on the area's fascinating history. During the era of sugar plantations, Bahia was the capital of Portuguese Brazil, and this was the slave market. When blacks were emancipated in the 19th century, they remained in the area and it developed into a distinct society with its own cuisine, art, and religion. Today, the neighborhood has been restored to its former colonial glory, and the cultural life is thriving and vibrant. These Bahian textiles by top Brazilian designer Goya Lopes are just one example. Bright colors, bold patterns, ingenious combinations, very eye-catching. These are really neat designs, huh?
Yeah.
I guess they symbolize the region of Bahia?
Yeah, more or less. It is Afro and the Bahian subject. She always works with this subject.
So these are like throws, or you can
And
make...
the technique is silk screen.
Some of the imagery is taken from Candomblé, an Afro-Brazilian religion that mixes the worship of Catholic saints and African deities. The result is a rich tapestry of ritual and symbol that permeates the culture. What a neat style. You want to go see the dresses? Oh, these are fun. I like the orange.
What about the blue?
The blue's nice too. I'll wear the orange, you wear the blue.
Wonderful.
Look at this. Goya's design elements are traditionally Bahian, with a modern flair. They combine indigenous natural images like coconut trees, birds, and turtles, with African-influenced colors and prints. This to me is very Bahia. What do you think? Huh? That would look nice on me, look.
Beautiful. Red is the color of Yasa. Yasa is the goddess of lightning and thunder.
Ooh, nice dress to wear.
In Bahia, people here wear red Wednesdays. It's the day of Yasa.
What's today? Oh, I love it.
So it's the red for Wednesday. For today, what about my shoes?
Can I borrow your shoes? Although I could shop for clothes forever, it's time for more practical pursuits. Maria leads me through the maze of streets to the Mercado Seven Portas, where I'll be shopping for the ingredients for tonight's meal. The market stalls are peopled with Bahians who sell fruits, vegetables, seafood, and poultry in a swirl of color, sound, and good-natured smiles. Many of the foods are unfamiliar to my eyes. Like, what are those green things? Luckily, I'm meeting up with Maria's son, Murilo. He's the chef who's preparing tonight's recipe, a traditional Bahian dish called moqueca, a rich seafood stew I can't wait to try. I'll bet Murilo can give me the dish on these exotic ingredients. Hey, Murilo, are these the shrimp that we need?
No, we're getting some fresh ones today.
Oh, fresh ones, that's nice. How are these cooked, though?
They're sun-dried.
Sun-dried? That's interesting. I've never, ever heard of sun-dried shrimp.
It's a special from Bahia.
Of course. And what's that?
It's palm oil.
Palm oil? Is it from the palm that you get heart of palm from?
No, it comes from dende palm.
Dende palm.
They give a little coconuts like this, and the oil is extracted from the coconut.
What else do we need?
We need some fresh coriander, parsley, garlic. Let's stop here and look at these fresh things. Here we got coriander.
Oh, that's great. Do we use a lot of it in the recipe?
Okay, and you have to. Otherwise, it's not a moqueca.
Oh, without coriander, it's not a moqueca?
No. And here we find some fish.
Oh, great.
And exactly the one we need. The red snapper.
You can tell it's fresh because of the eyes, and because when you push down, it's not too soft, right?
Right.
Up next on Entrada, martial arts to a Brazilian beat. It doesn't get much better than this. Graceful swaying palms, crashing cool surf, soft golden sand. Oh, Brazil's enviable coastline has produced an unbeatable beach culture here at Praia de Piata. And a remarkable pastime. It's called capoeira, and it's a joy to watch. Capoeira unites polar opposites, fighting and dancing. It's an old art dating from a time when African slaves were forced to keep the practice of martial arts a secret. In an attempt to disguise their defiance from the authorities, capoeira was developed into a kind of acrobatic dance, complete with lots of flipping, clapping hands and plucking the berimbau, that long-stringed musical instrument, originally signaled the approach of the slave boss. The instrument later was incorporated into the capoeira to maintain the rhythm for the participants.
Hello, Nai. How are you?
I'm fine.
Thank you for inviting me here. I'm great.
Okay.
This is wonderful.
You like capoeira?
I love the capoeira.
Play capoeira.
You'll teach me how?
Okay. Teacher bacteria.
Okay, definitely.
Hello.
Hi, teacher. Here we go.
Very good. Very good. Now you do banda baixa.
That was fun, but I really think capoeira belongs in the hands of the experts. A little further along the shore is a beautiful 17th century building. Inside is the Solar de Unau, the restaurant where I'm meeting Murilo. Hello, Murilo. Tudo bem?
Tudo bem.
Que bueno. The capoeira dancing was fantastic. Yes, now full of energy, ready to cook. And I love your Brazilian traditions.
You want to learn how to make a muqueca then?
Absolutely. Moqueca, which is a fish and shrimp stew, made with exotic Brazilian ingredients with African influence and taste.
But first we have to do some preparation.
That's right. It's a 3-step recipe.
Right.
So the first one is marinating.
Marinate the seafood.
That's right. Then we're going to blend for the sauce.
Blend some vegetables for the sauce.
And cook it all together with the rest of the ingredients. And here are the ingredients. Shrimp, the red snapper.
Lime juice.
Lime.
Olive oil. Cumin. Garlic. Salt for the marinating. That's step number 1. And then for the base of the sauce, we've got tomatoes, onions, green peppers, coriander, parsley, and some garlic also.
What's this?
That's coconut milk.
Wow, look at that. That's
it's very
great.
creamy.
Very creamy. Is it always like that?
Yeah.
And here we have tomatoes.
Some more vegetables.
Green pepper and onions. And what kind of chili pepper is this?
Pimenta de cheiro.
De cheiro.
It gives a lot of flavor and less hotness to the plate.
Oh, it's not picante. It's not spicy.
Not too much.
A little bit. Now, here's your test. Which one is parsley and which one is coriander?
I think that one is coriander.
Really, huh? Or I'll have to taste it later to find out. And what's that?
Palm oil.
Palm oil. So what's step number 1?
Let's mix all the ingredients for the marinade first. Mix a little so it'll get all over.
Okay, so we're done step 1.
Sure.
Time for step 2?
Yeah.
Now here we have our ingredients, and you're choosing to put the tomatoes in first?
Yes, that way we can have some liquid. That way we don't have to add any liquid to
Exactly, so it'll
the
make
base.
So you're going to blend that first.
Maybe we should add a little coconut milk.
Well, that makes sense. Since we're using it for the third part of the recipe anyway, we can add some now.
Sure.
I can't believe how thick that is.
See?
Now we'll add the rest of the ingredients.
Let's put the onions first.
Okay.
There you go. The onions is very juicy also.
So we have the onions, green pepper, parsley, and coriander.
And we can't forget the salt and the cumin.
Exactly. Don't forget the spices. Otherwise, it's just not the same, right?
There you go. You can put it to
Well,
taste.
if you leave it up to me,
That's
I'll
good.
just add the whole bowl, so.
Okay, let's do it again.
So we're ready, step 2. What are we going to do with this now?
Now we have to heat some olive oil and cook it and let it reduce for like half an hour.
Really?
Yes.
Excellent. So do you know what? Since the fish is marinating, and this is going to take a while to be ready as well,
A little.
I'm going to visit Maria's studio. She's going to
Okay.
show me her artwork and her cafe.
Say hello to her.
I definitely will. Have a little coffee and then come back to help you for part
Okay.
3. Thank you so much. Up next on Entrada, a cafe with artistic flair. Salvador's Lacerda elevator was built decades ago to address a daily nightmare, making the steep journey from the harbor in the lower city to the lovely Pelourinho Quarter and the upper city. As I head to the top, I get a panoramic view of the ships in port and the mighty Atlantic. The elevator drops me in the historic district where some of South America's finest colonial architecture waits in greeting. I've returned to visit Maria at her cafe, which doubles as a gallery where she and other artists exhibit their work. I can't wait to see what she's up to. Maria!
Hi,
Ah,
come in. Yeah. Hi.
bom dia!
Tudo bom?
Como vai? Tudo bom. Oh, look what you're making. This is great.
Painting little ducks and chickens.
You use such wonderful colors. Is all your work always this colorful?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I like many colors. They are symbol of life.
Oh, that's great. That's a nice way of looking at it. Maria's painted ceramics are brilliant. She doesn't make the objects she paints, like the chairs, lampshades, glass, wood. She just finds things that need a burst of life and puts her colors to work. But you also paint on canvas as well, right?
Yeah. I don't make the canvas either.
No, you don't make the canvas. That's a good point, actually. What about the cafe downstairs?
I love cafe. I was born in a city where the main economy is coffee. Mm-hmm. And my father liked to drink coffee the whole day long. I'm studying the relationship between coffee and all kinds of art. And I want to write a book.
Isn't that great? I love coffee too, actually. Very much. Do you think we can go downstairs to your cafe and you can show me around?
Sure.
Okay.
Space of the cafe is like...
Bahians love to mix life, art, and good conversation with their famous coffee. And Maria's environment is a great place to experience it all under one very colorful roof.
Let's toast our coffee.
Yes, let's toast.
Espresso and cappuccino.
Fabulous. Here's to your wonderful work.
Thank you.
This is just a great city to wander and enjoy the exotic blend of history and nature that makes Salvador so special. But now it's back to the restaurant where Murillo's holding down the fort and Muqueca's final step. Hello again.
Hi.
Todo bem?
Tudo bem.
I love saying that. Maria's artwork was incredible.
How's it?
So alive, so colorful, and the coffee was great. So I'm ready and we're cooking part 3, right?
Yes.
Okay, what have you done? Look at this color.
That's from the palm oil.
I thought you were cooking yellow onions. No. So that's what the palm oil does?
Yeah, and it gives a little flavor too.
Of course. Oh, that's super. So you've been cooking this for a little while now?
Yeah, 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. Now we add the tomatoes because they have too much water.
Oh, so you leave that till the end then?
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you cook the tomatoes or do you leave them half raw?
Just 2 minutes stirring. Let's put some peppers to it. Do you want it hot or mild?
Medium.
Medium? Okay. But only half then.
Well, this flavor, you said they weren't that spicy to begin with, right?
Sure.
Ah! Oh.
They're not that hot.
What do you mean they're not that old? Okay, then. What's next?
Babe.
How about a glass of water?
We're starting with the base.
So that's the sauce you just made?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm having a little difficulty speaking at this.
See how it got thick? And,
Yes, it did thicken, didn't it?
and now we're gonna put some coconut milk.
Do you think that will kill the heat on my tongue?
And I just pour it in and let it boil now. Once it boils, you add the
Yeah,
fish.
because it has to be hot so that the fish cooks immediately,
Very good.
right? And not for a long time. How long does a fish cook?
7 minutes.
7 minutes.
Just spread
Otherwise,
the
it'll sit
fish
there.
all over.
Now,
You can put the juice of the marinade also.
oh yeah, let's just add more oil. That'd be great.
And a little lime flavor.
That's right. Oh, the shrimps go in last, do they?
Yes, they cook in less time. And if you let it cook it too long, they're gonna be rubbery. Now let's put the coriander. Sprinkle over. And some parsley. Mix it a little.
And then the shrimp?
Yeah, help me with the shrimp, would you?
I sure will. You're a handy helper.
There you go.
I'm so looking forward to eating. So how long do we have to cook this for now?
5 minutes max.
5 minutes? So how about I get ready for dinner?
Okay.
And I'll see you at the table.
Sure.
Qué bueno. Thanks, huh? Ciao, Murilo. Up next on Entrada, a hot and spicy Bahian night. Oh, look at
Here
this.
it comes.
Hola. Bom dia.
Tudo bom?
Oh.
Obrigado.
Obrigada. Look at this, Murilo. We did a good job.
We did.
Could this be more perfect?
Nope.
Nope. I don't think so.
There we go.
Thank you very much.
Me too.
Delicioso. I love
Very
it.
good.
Here are the recipes. First, marinate the fish and shrimp in lime, garlic, salt, and oil, and let sit for an hour. Blend all of the ingredients for sauce in food processor. Then heat the sauce in a half cup of olive oil until it reduces, 5 to 10 minutes. Then set aside. Next, heat the palm oil in a clay pot or wok, adding the onion, peppers, garlic, and fry for 5 minutes. If you can't find palm oil, try peanut. Next, add the tomatoes and stir another minute. Mix in the sauce, coconut milk, parsley, cilantro, and leave to boil cooking for 5 minutes, adding salt and pepper. Add the shrimp and fish and cook for 5 minutes more, serving immediately over rice or polenta. Saúde. Oh,
Caipirinha.
delicious. Thank you so much for sharing the recipe with me.
You're welcome.
It's been great. I'm definitely going to make this back at home.
I hope you'll be successful.
My time in Salvador has been excellent. I love it here.
Welcome back
I definitely will.
for Carnival.
Oh yeah, when's that?
February.
Oh, now that's a consideration. I just might do
Gonna
that.
have fun.
The music here is great.